We're at the MMA Evolution Expo out here in San Diego, California. I'm Tristan DuCross. Along my side, as always, is my brother, Sean DuCross, the DuCross Brothers, with Gabe Scarpelli of the MMA Evolution Expo. Gabe, this has been a huge turnout. Why San Diego and why today?
San Diego's a huge market for martial arts and fitness, and it was just time to bring something larger scale to the area, and we were happy to do it and had such a great response from all the martial arts schools, the fitness camps, and everyone that we were all about it. We liked it, and we're willing to do it, and wanted to do it again next year, and happy to be here.
So are you going to continue to bring this out to San Diego now? This is where it's it?
This is it. San Diego's going to be hopping. We're going to try to grow every year, expand, bring in new martial arts, bring in new sports, and keep expanding every year. And
when did you know that you wanted to bring MMA Evolution Expo to San Diego?
Before I even did it. I had to work up to San Diego because I knew it's such a large, diverse populace of different sports that we wanted to really have a good reputation going into it, and so that way the people really knew what to expect, and when they got here, I wanted them to be happy. This was our statement for the community, basically.
So how do you think you're being received right now by the community?
I think very well at this point, and we receive them as well, because it's just an amazing opportunity to network between all the camps and the coaches and everyone, as well as give the spectators and fans a different perspective of all the different styles out there.
For everybody that doesn't know a lot about the MMA Evolution Expo, what are some key things that you'd like the fans to know coming into the expo? And what to expect next year?
So we're a very athlete-driven expo, which means you get to see athletes from 4 years old to 54 years old and everything in between, all supporting their discipline, all showcasing their skill sets. These guys are just amazing. The girls are amazing. And the athletes just always bring great crowds. And the crowds are always going to be super fans. But now they get the chance to actually look at the other sports, and maybe they can become fans of that. And so it's going to be great.
Yeah, we were talking to Mark Munoz earlier about you see the younger generation. I mean, we saw a little kid wrestling, training earlier that was probably no bigger than right about this tall, and we're like, you gotta be kidding me. Back in our day when we were growing up, that wasn't even something anybody thought about.
Wasn't an option.
Yeah. And now here you're seeing the evolution of it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and the growth of it. I mean, the kids are getting younger, they're starting at an earlier age. Mixed martial arts in itself, after the next 10 years, is going to be a completely different game than we're seeing today, as it was the last 10 years and 10 years before that. And there's just way more opportunity, I think, and way more options for people to get into the sports at a younger age, and it's a great experience.
Yeah, and it's letting know that the families out there knowing that getting into mixed martial arts isn't necessarily meaning about beating up people. It's just about discipline.
Discipline, learning something. It's a skill set. And it's a fun skill set that actually sets up a lot of the foundations for our youth, that gives them the confidence, that self-esteem to build into other things. And I mean, I'm a businessman. I've been an entrepreneur for the last 8 years, and this has been why I'm part of that. I'm very structured, and I grew up wrestling since I was 5 years old. I was actually younger, but now there's more kids at that opportunity. It's going to be great to see them grow into their sport.
You look like a wrestler.
It's the ears.
The DuCross Brothers here with Gabe Scarpelli of MMA Evolution Expo. Gabe, with everybody that's shown up here, you have judo, you have kickboxing, you have boxing, you have wrestling. Two of those things that a lot of people have kind of taken a step back is boxing and wrestling. And here you're having a showcase out there on the floor right now. Yeah. Mark Munoz, wrestler. You, wrestler. A lot of people have been trying to save wrestling.
Yes. Yeah.
What do you take from this, from showing wrestling out there, and even boxing to try to get it put in the forefront? What do you think is the direction that wrestling or boxing needs to go? Because with MMA growing, and it's growing fast, it's kind of getting lost. It's kind of getting left behind. But it's an art that MMA takes. So what do they need to do to step forward?
It's one of the best foundations for mixed martial arts you could have, in my opinion. Wrestling and jiu-jitsu, the ground game, judo, boxing, all of the above. You have to be a mixed martial artist nowadays to compete at this high level. I think wrestling in itself, I think the best thing that ever happened to wrestling was them trying to take wrestling away.
Absolutely.
It woke up the sleeping beast. We're a wrestling community. Most of us are small town folks. We're driving hours to go to tournaments. It's cold. You're training. You're miserable. You're cutting weight. But you do it because you love the sport. You have a passion for it. So when we heard about that, that was actually right around the same time we produced our first wrestling tournament with Megatron Wrestling, and the sport has grown. We have 250 wrestlers at this tournament right now.
Jeez.
And they're coming from all over California, out of state. We have Arizona, Nevada, Oregon, and that just shows you these guys aren't going anywhere. They're going up. And if we can give them the platform to really, succeed in that, the better we're going to look. We get to help the entire environment grow, and we're going to be advocates for that sport forever. Boxing is amazing, and being in San Diego has just been awesome. We've done Fresno, San Diego, and these are huge boxing markets. We have 20 bouts today.
Absolutely.
40 fighters, up and coming, just tremendous athletes that are training. Again, it's not a rich man's sport, but it's a beautiful sport. And once you learn that and you see that and you embrace it, it's just going to grow. And we're going to do that for it.
So having a little bit of background in boxing for yourself, would you rather see boxing change and lower all the different weight divisions? Is that part of a key thing that maybe why boxing gets lost in the shuffle? Is because there's so many different weight classes? Would that benefit boxing in the near future to go ahead and start shrinking all that so you can promote a lot more fighters rather than promoting all the way across the board and having like 20 different weight categories and losing who you're trying to build and who you're not?
I think a consolidation is due. I definitely think the weight classes could have that. And I think another thing that is important is to actually have the tournaments. Right now we're doing bouts. Bouts is great. 20 bouts is a lot of bouts. Having a boxing tournament and actually condensing it, like you said, will give us more of an opportunity to see more great fighters, or boxers. Can't call them fighters. I'm used to MMA. MMA is fighters.
Yes.
But these boxers are amazing in themselves, and I think giving them that platform, again, is going to create that opportunity. And the more awareness we create, that's going to create that opportunity for them to condense that weight class. But I think once they find their weight, I think the age group is what drives those miniature weight classes, and so many. Once they find their class, they can build into it.
Fair enough. All right, well, we are the DuCross Brothers here with Gabe Scarpelli of the MMA Evolution Expo. It's going on today, and it is also going on tomorrow. Till around what time tomorrow is it over with?
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock tomorrow, so be sure to check it out. Tomorrow is the final day.
Yep.
We're the DuCross Brothers. Gabe Scarpelli.
Thank you guys very much.